go. You see the American flag in the background. It is waving. We got some rain. We are ready to play football in Bloomington. Maryland won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. So we will see this high-octane offense for Indiana on the field first. And we're already seeing that wind take effect, knocking that football off the tee. Jack Howes will re-tee it. Give these IU fans a lot of credit. Curt Cignetti said it in the middle of the week. He wants to see as many people out here as possible at Memorial Stadium. Support this club. 4-0 and some more tee issues that we have to deal with. We may see a holder come in here before we get ourselves going. See Chance Harley hold for Howes. And off we go from Bloomington. Fair catch called for. And here comes the offense for Indiana. Over 200 points. They average better than 500 yards of total offense a game, Jake. And it's Curtis Rourke who has been everything for this program at quarterback. 0 turnovers.
When you talk about the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten Conference, you have to include Curtis Rourke. You've gotten all of the good with virtually none of the bad. Nearly a perfect statistical start to his season. 10 touchdowns accounted for, 0 turnovers. That's the key. Almost everything's worked for Indiana to start the season, but that's what this Maryland defense specializes in. They take the ball away. As Cignetti has said all week, this will be the biggest test they've had all year.
Tyson Lawton lines up to the left of Curtis Rourke. Lawton gets it, and he's wrapped up and dragged down after a very short gain. Starting lineup for Indiana. Love Lawton at the running back position, but these wide receivers are legit.
Yeah, Elijah Surratt is their #1 guy to start the season. Love Miles Price there in the slot, a speedy guy, but gosh, they've spread the ball around. So many different receivers have gotten involved. They've rotated 3 and sometimes 4 running backs. It makes it hard for teams to scout. You'd like to take away the strength of the offense, but everything's worked for the Hoosiers.
Give again. Lawton close to a first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. This Maryland defense, Jake, led by Brian Williams, the 3rd-year defensive coordinator. They are a load up front, and they rotate a ton.
I was going to say, it's been fun but challenging to scout them. Healthy rotation at all 3 levels. They're a multiple defense in every sense of the word. Rotate guys across the defensive line. They play zone, they play man, they bring pressure, they do drop 8. Cignetti said when he's calling plays this week, they have to have answers for anything because Maryland's defense, they can come out in anything.
3rd down and 2. We've seen back-to-back runs to open up this first drive. Back to pass goes Rourke. Quick pass, catch made. Surratt with his first catch of the day and a first down for the Hoosiers.
To get that play started, I have to give a shout out to the running back, number 17, Lawton. They're bringing pressure. This is what you can expect from Maryland. They're going to mix this in their package, and Lawton knew exactly where to go right away, kept his quarterback, Curtis Rourke, clean. When he has had a clean pocket, he has been at his best.
76% completion percentage coming into this one today. Empty backfield. Rourke back to pass again. And he is out of time, and down he goes. First sack of the game for Maryland. Kellen Wyatt in for the sack. It's his 2nd of the year.
We'll have to keep our eyes on number 45, Kellen Wyatt, all day. You see him coming from kind of off the ball position. He plays off the ball linebacker. He comes up to the line of scrimmage. He's been the Swiss Army knife of this defense. Leads the team in pressures. Coach Loxley said they put a lot on this guy, but he's proven he can handle it.
Just the 4th sack allowed by the Hoosiers offensive line. And behind the sticks go the Hoosiers. 2nd down long, going sideline, and it's incomplete. Great coverage downfield by Perry Fisher on Elijah Surratt.
This was great coverage the entire way, and the Hoosiers fans are booing. They thought it might have been physical. This is just great technique. Fisher staying in that hip pocket. That is flawless coverage there by Perry Fisher.
3rd down, 16 for Indiana. Rourke again in trouble. Avoids one, throws down the middle, wide open catch made. 1st down, Indiana. Miles Cross moves the chains.
It's a great job by Curtis Rourke there, starting with the ability to navigate the pocket. Maryland was running a little bit of a TE game, and he had a clean shot. He had a Terrapin defender right in his face, but was able to step up, buy some time, and make that throw.
Going with tempo, now going down the middle of the field, and it's going to be intercepted. First turnover of this season for the Indiana Hoosiers. Jalen Husky still on his feet. He's out towards the 40 and to the 41-yard line. So Rourke throws a pick after picking up a huge 1st down. And now Maryland on offense.
He knew it as soon as he let that one go. He dropped down to his knees, put his hands on his knees, just frustration. He hasn't made a mistake all season long, Jeff. Now it's on the Hoosiers defense to respond for their quarterback.
Third interception of the year for Jalen Husky. And Jake, your keys to the game sponsored by Modelo. And Maryland already out to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was most curious about. Indiana makes no mistakes virtually on offense. They don't give the ball away, but that's what Maryland's defense does. A huge turnover there to start the game.
Edwards going outside. He was trying to get it to Caden Prather. It's incomplete. Billy Edwards was nearly perfect last time out against Villanova. And this year, 75% completion. Ty Felton has been the key.
He's just waited patiently. He's been the backup to Taulia Tagovailoa for a few years now, but anytime he got his opportunity, you could see the potential. He's fully seized the starting role this year, and he's got a lot of help from his favorite receiver, Ty Felton.
Roman Hemby up the middle for a gain of 3. The starters for Maryland, Hemby, the starting running back. They love Prather and Felton on the outside. But this offensive line has been a work in progress, Jake.
It's going to be the biggest thing to look for up front. Cignetti said in order to win this game, they have to get pressure on Billy Edwards to disrupt his timing. Here we go, 3rd down. We'll get a chance to preview what this game could be like throughout the day.
Edwards back to pass. Time, Edwards now swallowed up and down he goes. Josh Philistine in on the sack.
Kamara, the big D tackle, was also in there as well. You know, this interior, the defensive end, this defensive line has been basically, filled up by transfers. You look across it, you got Carpenter comes from JMU, CJ West from Kent State, Kamara, another guy that comes from JMU. They haven't really had to be special this year. You go back to their UCLA game, their first conference test. How they won that game was by being disruptive up front.
A lot of room to run. That's Price. So after the interception, no points allowed by this Indiana defense. CJ West, his first sack. No score, 2nd possession for the Hoosiers.
Let's go back to the last drive for Indiana where there was an interception. These are you see all these Maryland bodies. These are the only 2 guys that rush. It speaks to the multiplicity of this Maryland defense. Curtis Rourke had all day to throw. But when you're facing a drop 8, drop 9 defense like in that instance, it requires extra discipline, Jeff. You have to be okay knowing that's not the time to push the ball down the field. Hit your check down. And really the first big mistake by Curtis Rourke there on the last drive.
Ellison, the lone back. Ellison gets the carry on 1st down, slips a tackle, and he's across the 40. Good gain on 1st down for Justice Ellison, the Wake Forest transfer.
Just to go back to that interception, Maryland rushed 2, but we highlighted a few times earlier in the drive where they brought pressure. Again, that's a theme here. Indiana hasn't seen a defense like this. Everything's on the table. Maryland could bring pressure. They could drop 8. They could drop 9. They'll play zone. They'll play man.
Handoff again. It's Ellison. Be 3rd and short. Let's go down to Brook. Reaction from Curtis Rourke after throwing the pick.
Yeah, he came to the sidelines, guys, took his helmet off, and he just looked completely composed and calm. And that's what offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan really praises him for. Says that if anything goes wrong, he is unfazed. He is the leader on this team. Guys look to him, and he just keeps everybody calm.
Thanks so much, Brooke. 3rd down and 1 for Indiana. 2nd drive of the game for the Hoosiers. Another carry, Ellison, able to slip forward for another 1st down. 3 for 3 so far for the Hoosiers.
Go back to what Brooke's saying there, just the poise, right? That's what Cignetti, we probably spent 5 minutes talking to him about Curtis Rourke, most of which was highlighting his poise. So it's not about, you don't get poise from when you're succeeding and when it's easy. Poise comes when you're tested. We'll get to find out about Curtis Rourke this drive.
Dante Trader, that is a big guy leaving the field for Maryland. Jake, here today's impact players. Sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance.
Elijah Surratt he's been the wide receiver 1 for the Hoosiers, and on this drive alone, we've seen Justice Ellison get a ton of carries, get for that fight for those tough yards. He's number 2 in yards after contact in the conference, and we just saw him walking off the field. Dante Trader Jr., the safety, the veteran for Maryland's defense, played a ton of football. I feel like he's been in this program for a decade. We'll have to have Brooke check in and see how serious that injury is.
He's headed to the medical tent on the far side of the field. There goes Lawton on the carry. He's across midfield. Tyson Lawton, a gain of 6. Heavy dose of Lawton. Transfer from James Madison, one of the 13 players that Coach Cignetti brought with him. A couple of scores last week for Lawton. Another 50-point performance from Indiana. Lawton spun around and brought down by Caleb Wheatland.
Wheatland's another guy next to Kellen Wyatt that is kind of a Swiss Army knife in this defense. Does a little bit of everything. He's tied for 1st in pressures. They ask a lot of these linebackers. You got to be athletic, you got to be fast, you have to be able to cover. But like you saw there, you have to be able to blitz and come downhill and make the tackles.
Third down and a long 4. Rourke to pass again over the middle, and it's intercepted again. Glenn Miller making the start at the start position today, comes away with his 3rd interception.
Great play there by Glendon Miller. In man-to-man coverage, he's got that speed to undercut it. This is just a crosser. It's tight coverage. Rourke thought he had a chance to get it in there. Keyshawn Williams, one of his fastest weapons, but Glendon Miller a little too fast there.
2 drives, 2 picks for the Hoosiers offense. Maryland back on the field.
Let's go back to that interception. A fun matchup to watch here between Keyshawn Williams and Glendon Miller. And watch at the top of the route. Keyshawn Williams is running a crosser. You freeze it. He's fading, but you're supposed to get negative. When you fade and instead of getting negative, that gives Glendon Miller a chance to undercut it. So Keyshawn Williams is fading upfield. He's trust his speed. Glendon Miller has more speed than him, gets underneath, and it's the angle that leads to the interception.
Trying the bubble screen to Felton, and he is hammered by Aiden Fisher. See the note on Curtis Rourke, 2 interceptions in his last 2 passes, none in his first almost 100 attempts on the season.
This is what this game's about, Jeff, right? As it's been easy and effortless for the Hoosiers. It's certainly been a hyped-up team right there outside of the AP top 25. We knew we were going to learn a lot about them today.
Down he goes again. Another sack. It's James Carpenter this time.
Well, James Carpenter has been one of my favorite ads for them. Another JMU guy, right? This is basically the bus went from JMU here to Bloomington, And watch big number 99, James Carpenter, just never give up on the play. For Billy Edwards, he has to have that internal clock. He was holding onto the ball for far too long. James Carpenter, 1.
3rd down and 20 for Maryland. Edwards, flush, shuffle pass. Roman Hamby gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Give him 12 yards, but it's 4th down and 8. So Indiana's defense holds again, forces another 3 and out following an interception.
Well, we've talked about how many points the Indiana offense has been, how good Curtis Rourke has looked to start the season, but the point differential for this team has been impressive. And the other half of that is how good this defense has been. Now tested twice here early in this game. They haven't had a chance to have to respond to turnovers. These were the first time seeing it, Jeff.
Ferguson kicks it away. Price from his own 9. Makes a move, gets past the 15. Won't get to the 20, but Indiana's offense back at it in a very late collision. No flag yet. There are bodies forming. Welcome back to Big Ten Conference play. Curtis Rourke, 2 picks on his last 2 passes. See what he does in his 3rd possession. Next Saturday, Big Ten Tailgate heads to Evanston to set the scene for the Hoosiers and Wildcats. Fun begins at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. All right, Jake, possession number 3 for Curtis Rourke. He has thrown picks on back-to-back passes. What do you expect to see in drive number 3?
Heavy run. It's been working for him so far. I don't think you completely abandoned Curtis Rourke. He's earned the right to continue throwing the ball.
And he throws it here, and he's off the mark. He was trying to get it to Surratt.
Something you really don't see too often, Jeff. These guys have had great chemistry. And I think, to answer your question, that says a lot about the belief Cignetti has in his quarterback. To come out here after his 2nd interception and have the first play be a throw, nothing's changed. But again, I think they can get back to the run game here. They're able to get some yards on the ground here to start the game.
Swap the formation. Get it to the outside. Blockers in front. That's Price down the sideline. Tripped up around the 40-yard line. Miles Price, the transfer out of Texas Tech, asserting himself.
And that was a great block by his tight end. I believe that was number 44, Zach Horton. And that's just an RPO system right here. Cignetti said we have to have answers. So if they're overloading the box to stop the run, pull it and run a bubble screen. Great job. Zach Horton blocked nearly 2 guys with that to get his guy Miles Price out on the edge. Great execution.
Big gain, and for Rourke, getting that easy completion. Rourke again goes to the outside, and the catch made. Surratt dragging the tackler with him near a 1st down.
Man, that was a strong catch there, working against the freshman Braden Lee. That catch was harder than the one that he dropped on the first play of the drive. But Surratt, he's been the go-to guy for Curtis Rourke, and a great job there fighting then to get into the 2nd and manageable situation. The youth of the Maryland defense is in the back end. That time it was the freshman number 2, Braden Lee, in coverage.
Surratt with a couple of catches already. Transfer from James Madison, 82 catches a year ago. 2nd and 1. Rourke somehow got out of it, but the knee goes down. It'll be a loss of 6 on the play. Trey Reddick was the one that tapped him down. 3rd and long.
Mental game by Brian Williams. Watch this safety action here. Just moving pre-snap to try to confuse him. That's Scruggs. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You saw Curtis Rourke looking that way, but the picture changes post-snap. He just doesn't look comfortable in terms of trusting what he's seeing pre-snap right now.
First look at Kalon Black on this 3rd down. Black makes the catch, and he's got the 1st down across midfield. First catch of the season for Kalon Black.
That was a good job by Rourke. Maryland had linebackers in both B gaps. Looked like they were bringing pressure. They did that drop 8 coverage. They dropped out of it. Rourke didn't panic. The offensive line gave him protection. He was able to come all the way back around to his check down. Smart football play, good execution.
Cross in motion. Rourke sets up the screen and dragged down for a loss. Michael Harris with a nice play. Let's go downstairs to Brooke Fletcher with a update on Dante Trader.
He came out of the tent, guys, with the towel around his neck. Clearly frustrated, uncomfortable is a great way to just describe it. Coaches and teammates have come up to him just to console him. He doesn't have a helmet in his hand, something that we need to keep an eye on.
Thanks so much, Brooke. A lot of passes on this drive for Rourke, trying to get him back in rhythm. Across the middle again, catch made. Omar Cooper, first down and then some. Pickup of 20 for Omar Cooper, first catch of the day.
Now with all this changed coverage and different looks defensively, there is some holes and can be some holes. It really, to me, it's all on the big boys up front there, Jeff. If Curtis can feel he has good protection, he's able to work back to those underneath routes that are sitting down in those holes.
Seen some subs for Indiana, allows Maryland to switch out their personnel.
That was their first handoff of the drive, huh? We were expecting heavy run.
There's another handoff right at the gut for Lawton. Lost his footing across the 20-yard line. Had a home run written all over it if he keeps his footing. Nice ankle tackle by Maryland.
Offensive coordinator said Lawton is the most athletic of all their running backs. He's physical. They're kind of like a NASCAR crew. We've seen Justice Ellison. That time it's Lawton. Of course, Elijah Green gets involved. Black had a catch on this drive. They got a ton of options in the backfield.
Lawton to the far side of the field. Time winding down in this first quarter. Rourke down the middle. It's caught! Down to the 1-yard line. What a play by Zach Horton, changing his body to haul in that catch.
Great catch. He started off the drive with the key block and now down in the red zone. What a catch. Great location there by Curtis Rourke to get on his back shoulder.
Lawton gets it across. No, he's short. Just short. And that'll more than likely take us to the end of the first quarter. From the half-yard line, Indiana is
That's the end of the first quarter.
8 first downs for Indiana. How close was he from breaking the plane? Missed it by that much. Second quarter from the half-yard line.
That ball screened down.
Welcome back. I'm here with Indiana head coach Curt Cignetti. Coach, an uncharacteristic start for your quarterback in Curtis Rourke. How is he able to turn things around?
Well, he's a veteran. You know, he's unflappable, so he doesn't let the previous play affect him. They made a couple good plays. We made a couple poor throws, bad decisions. Playing good on defense. Got to punch this one in.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks so much as Indiana's offense takes charge at the half-yard line to open up this second quarter. No big deal with 2 straight picks.
Too many beers.
Curtis Rourke's been great on this drive. Indiana breaks the huddle with Lawton to the left of Rourke. Stack the middle. Price in motion. Price, backward pass. Price to the end zone. Touchdown. First touchdown of the year for Miles Price.
That's a great concept. Great concept. The first 2 drives, I thought Brian Williams, the defensive coordinator for Maryland, he won the mental battle. That drive and ending with that call, Mike Shanahan, the play caller for Indiana, won that battle.
Goes down as a rushing touchdown from Miles Price. Kick is up and the kick is good. 7-0 Indiana. Beautiful design from the Hoosiers.
Miles Price has that game-breaking ability, almost like a video game. When he's out in open space, he looks like a video game. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Seven 0 Indiana after the first touchdown of the year from Miles Price. A scoring drive presented by Marathon. And that was a marathon type of drive. 12 plays, 83 yards, and Price cashed it in with a touchdown rush. Earlier in the week, Miles Price was a guest under the hood with BTN's Rhett Lewis, and he called that he was going to have a touchdown. He's in it. Not to the 20-yard line for Maryland's offense. Let's go back to Chicago. Rick Pizzo standing by in the studio.
Jeff, thank you. A little brown jug update. Michigan strikes first. Who else but Khalil Mullings into the end zone. Wolverines over the Gophers 7-0 late in the first quarter.
Thank you so much, Rick. All right, Maryland has not had a first down yet. They have run 6 total plays on offense. Got to get something going with Billy Edwards and company.
Football's about momentum and responses. That was a great response by Indiana's offense. This Maryland offense has playmakers all over the field. Now it's their turn to try to respond.
Nolan Ray gets the carry, tries the outside. Picks up 4 on first down. Today's Impact Players sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance, Jake.
Maryland rotates a ton of running backs, but Nolan Ray, maybe the most explosive. Ty Felton, statistically the best receiver in the Big Ten Conference, accounts for 1/3 of the scrimmage yards for Maryland all season. D'Angelo Pons is Indiana's best defensive back. He's got the tough ask of matching up with Ty Felton today.
2nd down and 6. Edwards going to carry it himself. Gets across the 25-yard line. Another 3rd down for Maryland. Feels like a big 3rd down to get.
Absolutely. And let's keep our eyes on Ty Felton and let's see what Indiana does to match up with them.
There's Felton, came in with 41 catches on the year. They go empty backfield on this 3rd down and 3. To the outside, Hemby. A Hoosier slipped. Hemby's got the first down. It was Jalen Walker that fell down in pursuit of Hemby.
That's just a great job conceptually. You start with Hemby outside, you motion him into the backfield to get a man zone read, and then a lot of eyes were on Ty Felton. Hemby was able to win the race to the flat and move the chains.
Hemby gets it again, spinning around, being pushed forward almost to midfield. Another first down for Maryland. And now you see the Terps motor churning.
This is going to be a fun game today, Jeff. These are 2 fun offenses to watch, 2 explosive teams. We saw Indiana respond, and as you mentioned right there, Maryland, nice start to this drive.
Hemby gets it again, right up the middle, down to the 35-yard line, finding some open lanes in the running game.
Hemby, he exploded onto the scene 2 years ago as a freshman. Was one of the more dynamic players in the conference, and he's been steady ever since. He's just a well-rounded back, a well-rounded athlete, certainly viable in the pass game like we saw in that 3rd down, but capable of popping off some explosive runs.
Nolan Ray checks back in after a couple of big gains from Hemby. To the outside catch, that's Felton, first catch of the game. They experience the expanded Big Ten Conference like never before. Big Ten Plus, streaming thousands of non-televised live events across the Big Ten. Plus, enjoy next-day game replays for every Big Ten game. Subscribe now at BigTenPlus.com. Maryland's moving, 2nd down and 2 inside the 30. Handoff again, able to keep his feet. Ray slithers forward for a first down. And a flag comes in late. well behind the play.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 66, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, it's 1st and 10.
Aluba, the right guard, guilty of the infraction, and he goes to the sideline with Michael Locksley. It's a first down for Maryland, but penalties has been a big key for both of these teams this year.
And the timing of penalties amplifies their significance. Those are drive killers. I mean, Maryland just had all the momentum. Everything was working on this drive, and then you get a critical penalty to knock you back 15 yards. That's what Locksley's telling him. Aluba, we cannot have that.
Kyle Long checks in and now whistles again. See the frustration in the left tackle, Andre Roy.
Illegal snap, offense number 70, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Here's the previous penalty on Aluba. Locked in with Mario Landino.
See him there, bottom of your screen. It's a good block. You know, it's a good block.
Just looked like he crawled over him. The blitz pickup. Now there's multiple flags on the play. Edwards gets rid of it. And we'll check on the laundry. This is 3 straight penalties potentially against Maryland.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 76, 15-yard penalty, first down.
2 penalties on that right guard position. Kyle Long this time.
Here's 76, the right guard. Let's watch it. Maryland's bringing pressure. There's number 4, Aiden Fisher, with a nice move off the line of scrimmage. And yep, that's exactly what the officials are looking for, clear as day. And Maryland's almost back to where they started in just penalty yards alone.
First down and 30. They had the ball inside the 30-yard line. Wrapped up. What a play in pursuit initially by Asbury to get the initial hit on Nolan Ray.
Man, he shot through that gap quick. You mentioned number 1, Asbury. Look at him. Indiana's been bringing pressure and working, and it's been working on this blitz. Someone's got to have him. I don't know if it's Preston Howard or Dylan Wade, those 2 tight ends outside. You're responsible for the secondary element. But Asbury did his job. If you don't want to block him, he's going to trigger through and help make that play.
The Terps keep going backwards. 2nd and 31. Edwards going deep, and a penalty comes out. Ty Felton was interfered with. There's Jameer Johnson in the coverage, and Felton points to the penalty marker. This would be a huge penalty against Indiana to get Maryland out of jail.
Pass interference, defense number 19, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wow.
And it's a great play call by Josh Gaddis. That's Ty Felton running the out and up there, the double move, and you see
Correction,
Jameer
the foul is
Johnson.
on number 9.
Just, he triggered on it. That's about situational awareness there, Jeff. You know, in 2nd and long like that, you don't need to trigger on that first move.
Pressure comes. Perfect play call with the screen, but running it down from the backside was James Carpenter to avoid an even bigger gain.
Man, James Carpenter is nearly 300 pounds, and Roman Hemby did a good job of churning his leg, showing great strength. He got an extra 5 or 6 yards there on that play, but to go back to Jameer Johnson, right, you got to have situational awareness, know when to be aggressive. 2nd and 31, you have to anticipate the double move. He didn't. Ty Felton won. Jameer Johnson had that key penalty to get Maryland back in 1st and 10.
Catch made, first down. Caden Prather on the reception to move the chains. Now they're getting back to where they were initially after all that penalty yardage backed them up into their own territory.
The drama of football, the back and forth. It's the best sport.
You're starting to see the Terps have some semblance of cohesion on this offense too. Colby McDonald checks into the ball game for the first time for Maryland. He was a captain earlier in the week. Going deep. He's got a man. Touchdown, Maryland. Caden Prather pulls it in. What a bomb from Billy Edwards.
Billy Edwards knew before that ball was even snapped where he was going to go with the football. He has Caden Prather at 6'3" with great length, running a go ball on D'Angelo Pons, who's 5'9". And look at Prather. He's got those long legs, long arms, great long speed down the field. And it looked like D'Angelo Pons was expecting some intermediate route, just was caught flat-footed, and Billy Edwards with a perfect pass to his big target, number 1, Caden Prather.
Touchdown in 3 straight games now for Caden Prather. Howes kicks it through. Edwards 5 for 5 on the last drive. Caden Prather finds the end zone the 3rd time this year. Edwards to Prather, all square, Bloomington. Most people are on some sort of social media, so make sure you follow at B1G Football. Make sure you follow Jake Butt, too. He did a great bit on Curtis Rourke of Indiana earlier in the week.
You really do. You need to get on there and follow all those handles on all platforms. You know, this is a big conference. There's a lot to keep track of, but I'm on there doing breakdowns. You mentioned I did a key one for Curtis Rourke in his game against UCLA. You follow those socials, and you get to follow the conference as a whole. You think about the new 4 teams, the competition, the ranked matchups. It's a lot to follow. So you got to stay on top of it. Big Ten socials. They'll keep you covered.
Jake, you did an excellent job with that.
The rhythm?
All of it was perfect.
It's a true story now. You should follow it.
Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Marathon, proud to save drivers and their co-pilots up to $1 per gallon. And by the new DQ Fall Blizzard Treat Menu. Happy tastes good.
I'll make you a promise, Jeff. For the winner of this game, go follow to our viewers, go follow the social. I'll have a breakdown of the key reasons why a team, whoever wins this game, I'm going to do a breakdown next week and help explain the why for the winner.
Ooh, double stamp it guarantee?
Yes, I got you. Hold me to it, Jeff.
Double stamp, no racies. Another possession for Indiana's offense. Rourke to pass. Finds an open running lane. There's plenty of greenery for him. Gets out of bounds just before the 40-yard line. First down, Indiana.
The difference
of his game that they love here at Indiana.
Yeah, the difference here is protection, Jeff, and it's true for both teams and both quarterbacks. You know, Curtis Rourke, that's a good job. Remember, his first interception was trying to push the ball downfield when it wasn't there. That time he scanned all of his reads and realized nothing's available, felt and saw the green grass and did a good job of tucking it and running to get a nice explosive run.
A lot of jukes. A flag comes in late as Ellison is dragged down. Loss of 1 on the play.
There's no foul on the play. The contact's been ruled legal. It's 2nd down.
Let's check downstairs with Brooke Fletcher.
Yeah, after that Prather touchdown, Billy Edwards Jr. came up to him, also Mike Locksley, and he said, "We have the momentum right now. Let's get it going." And Billy Edwards Jr., we know he has success in this matchup. Just a couple of seasons ago, he led Maryland to a game-winning drive here, and he told me he's had this game circled on his calendar for a while now.
He's got great vibes. A short throw, trying to get it to Omar Cooper right at the logo at midfield. 3rd down and 11 for Indiana. And for Billy Edwards, this is a place where he has a lot of good memories.
You know, Locksley made an interesting comment. He thought Billy Edwards, he felt they had the best backup quarterback in college football in Billy Edwards. There was a number of times where Talia Tagovailoa got injured and Edwards would come in. Brooke mentioned here a few years ago, he's got great experience, and now as a starter playing some great football.
Great pursuit on that. Lavian Scruggs with a hit, knocked it away. Did he get there too early though, Jake?
Deshaun Williams was calling for it. Let's see. It's close.
You get that left shoulder in there just before the ball got there.
Yeah, I don't mind the no call. I mean, it's close. It's a bang-bang play.
Get a punt.
You can get away with it if you're just a split second early. It's probably a split second early there, but it wasn't egregious.
Just the 6th punt of the season for James Evans. And Maryland's going to get the football back from the 28-yard line and moving forward. Chance to take the lead. We'll be back to Bloomington in just a moment. Here's today's coaching profile, sponsored by Discovery. And Jake, what Mike Locksley has built in Maryland just continues to churn out conference player after conference player, 16 of them a year ago.
He really has done such a great job. You know, that starts with recruiting, obviously, then it's developing, then it's hiring the right coordinators to put a system in place. It's been a few years in the making where he's been able to develop guys at an all-conference level and been pushing guys to the NFL as well.
CJ West blew up that play on Colby McDonald. He talked to us earlier in the week, Jake, about what are you willing to sacrifice for this team this year? And for Michael Locksley, he's half a Locks. He gave up 100 pounds. He lost 100 pounds. Took some time, didn't happen overnight. But he said, I gave up half a Locks for this team. After a gain of 1, Edwards back to the air. He's in trouble, and down he goes. Fisher, the first man to hit him, and then Walker cleaned it up.
Wow, wait till you see this move by Aiden Fisher. Billy Edwards, he blinked twice. Look at the spin move right there in the middle of your screen. Wow, working on number 57, Bunyan. Edwards caught that snap, and before he knew what was happening, Fisher was in his lap. A great move.
Another tackle for loss for this Indiana defense. Edwards to the outside. Prather makes the catch, dives to the 30-yard line, but it's 4th down, and the Hoosiers hold again.
This game is very simple to me. It's won and lost in the trenches. Which offensive line is giving their quarterback time? Which offensive line is opening holes in the run game? Both quarterbacks have been successful. There's weapons on both offenses, but it all starts up front so far to start this game.
McPherson to kick it away. Price. Gonna let it roll. It'll nestle. Look at that bounce. Perfect. Right on the 1 of the B1G. Great crowd here in Bloomington at Memorial Stadium. Treated to a good game so far. 7-7 in the second quarter. Don't want to miss an upset? Just tell Siri, show me the Big Ten football schedule. A lot of action in the Big Ten Conference today. We're the only show on the Big Ten Network for this Saturday in college football. We'll do a good one thus far. 6:06 to go in this first half. Lawton back in the backfield. Lawton gets it over the right side. Big gain on 1st down. Pickup of 9. Good burst from Tyson Lawton.
It really was, and it was a good job there on the edge. They shifted down into that bunch formation. And those tight ends and receivers were able to create a hole there for Lawton, where he showed the burst.
It's an offense averaging better than 500 yards a game. They're earning every yard against Maryland thus far, this Hoosiers offense. And off again, Lawton slips through one. The flag comes in after picking up the 1st down. See if it stands.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 7. 15 yards added to the end of the run. 1st down.
Kingby Sote Picks up that 15-yard face mask penalty. Second face mask on the Terps today. Gets the ball across midfield.
Penalty yards have killed Maryland, and King Basote, I mean, wasn't malicious, right? He's reaching to try to make the tackle. Great move. He's in the backfield, but Indiana's been on the receiving side of some positive yards given up by Maryland in the penalties.
Kalon Black bounces off of one, gets to the outside. Ball was out, and it is Maryland football.
Rolling on the field.
Scruggs comes away with it. Just as Indiana was pushing forward, Maryland comes up with their third takeaway.
This is what this defense does. They take the ball away, and Indiana doesn't give the ball away, at least not before today. Clearly a fumble, and another huge play by Maryland's defense.
Michael Harris poked it out. Scruggs on the recovery.
That's just a great play to punch that out.
0 turnovers on the season for Indiana in their first 4 games. They have 3 in this first half. Good field position. Hemby gets the carry across the 45-yard line and a gain of 5. Just to our point, Jake, nothing in the first 4 games, and for Curt Cignetti, he's got to be boiling on the inside with these turnovers. Another carry for Hemby, stood up by Fisher. Third and 3.
And Maryland has to be thinking, they got to take advantage of these turnovers at some point. The star of the day has been Indiana's defense, with those 3 turnovers only giving up 7 points.
Edwards looking for room, swallowed up in the backfield. Amari Farrell, first man to hit Edwards. They lost yardage.
Yeah, I mean, that was a designed quarterback run to Billy Edwards, something they haven't done too much of this season. And you got numbers. You have 5 offensive linemen and Roman Hemby as the lead blocker, but Indiana, they felt that and triggered. Amari Farrell came downhill and the defensive line won up front. That play really never had a chance to get going.
We'll get a flag stopping this play before it even starts. And Maryland's going backwards again.
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Indiana's defense has stood the test after their offense has turned it over 3 times. Maryland has not done anything against this Hoosiers defense to cash in. Price is back for Indiana. Another punt from McPherson. And let it bounce. Takes a good Maryland bounce inside the 5-yard line, down it at the 1. Wow, what a punt from McPherson. Step away for 15 seconds. Just under 3 minutes to play in the second quarter, and Indiana is backed all the way up to their own 1-yard line as they take over on offense. Very spirited conversation just a moment ago between Billy Edwards and his head coach, Michael Locksley. Interesting play call on that 3rd down and 3. Ellison's in the backfield with Rourke. Rourke to pass. Surratt gives him some space with an excellent catch on the back shoulder throw.
Surratt working against the freshman, number 11, Humes. And that's 2 veterans with a lot of chemistry. A perfect ball. Curtis Rourke getting it out there to his number 1 target, Surratt. Can't ask for a better play. They're backed up to give yourself some breathing room.
Gain of 22 yards to Surratt. Ellison gets the carry, looking for space and bottled up. No gain.
There's youth
timeout on the way.
There's youth in that Maryland secondary, Jeff. Surratt had a catch earlier on the freshman number 2, Braden Lee. That time he's working on the freshman, Kevin Humes. Surratt's played a ton of football, clearly comfortable out there. Curtis Rourke has been identifying that and taking advantage.
And there is a 2-minute timeout. Curt Cignetti and his offense has put together just 7 points. They've turned it over 3 times. They're on the move. Two minutes to go in this first half, a 7-7 game. Make sure you get ready for the biggest hoop season ever with 2 full days of Big Ten Basketball Media Days coverage. That's Wednesday and Thursday only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. That building just behind Memorial Stadium, Assembly Hall, will be an awfully busy place for the old Hoosiers coming up in about 6 weeks or so. Maybe less. As Ellison back in the backfield, 2nd down and 10. Ellison out of the backfield. He is hammered as soon as he makes the catch. Donnell Brown with a huge hit. And a timeout used by Maryland.
First of the half, 30 seconds.
Take a quick timeout for 30 seconds in Indy. Seven game coming up. Stick around for the halftime show, sponsored by Defender, Rick Pizzo, Howard Griffith, Jerry DiNardo, Brock Vereen. Here's that last hit, by the way, on Brown. Plenty coming up. Third down and 5 for Indiana. The blitz pickup. Rourke, however, going to go down again. Another sack. It's Wheatland in the backfield.
Timeout, Maryland, their 2nd of the half. 30 seconds.
Maryland's going to have good field position, forcing a punt with 1:46 to go. Fourth and 16 for Indiana. James Evans back to punt again. It'll be his 2nd punt of the game. He had 5 punts the entire season.
Should go back to that 3rd down again. It's the mind game by Brian Williams. That was basically cover 0. And Curtis Rourke, he had one-on-one matchups across the board, but no time to settle in the pocket. Again, that's been the difference in this game, is alongside the turnovers, it's the trench play.
Good boot that time by Evans. Returnable, spinning out of the first tackle. Kozlowski is brought down. We'll step aside for 15 seconds. Well, now Billy Edwards goes out. He's got 1:36 to play with 1 timeout.
Keep your eyes on number 10, Ty Felton.
To the outside, it's Prather. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds. Felton with just 2 catches in this game so far, Jake.
Quiet day for him. Really, Prather's been the go-to guy. Now, Felton did draw a key pass interference penalty. Remember when they were backed up at 2nd and 30. So he's affecting the game still. But this is number 10. I'll circle him again here as he comes down to the field. That's been Billy Edwards' go-to guy.
For his last 9, over the middle, and it's incomplete. He had his man, threw it behind Preston Howard. Well, coming up again, it's the halftime show sponsored by Defender. Rick Pizzo, Howard Griffith, Jerry DiNardo, Brock Vereen. Highlights from this one and plenty more going on around the Big Ten Conference. This defense has been awesome for Indiana today. 3rd and 5 for Maryland. Edwards, down he goes again. Mikhail Kamara with another sack for the Hoosiers.
He beat the right tackle,
Timeout, Indiana,
Herron,
their first of the half. 30 seconds.
like
Please
a
reset the
drum.
game
Look at
clock
that.
to
I mean,
1 minute, 18 seconds. 118, please.
he was lined up over the guard and working all the way back out, almost to a contain look, but he beat Herron so clean.
Thank you.
Edwards never had a chance.
4th sack of the year for Kamara. And for Indiana, they're going to get this football back following a punt from Maryland. But they have had issues in the turnover game. They had 0 in their first 4 games of the season.
It's a 5-man protection. They motioned Hemi in the backfield and sent him back out to the flat. So Billy Edwards is thinking, just off numbers alone, he should have had time. And really from pre-snap alignment with Kamara, he was in a position to be double-teamed. But Alan Herron, the right tackle, he barely even got a hand on him.
This one alone as it goes out of bounds, and Indiana is going to have really good field position with 2 timeouts left. But the story, Jake, is the turnovers from Indiana. A couple of picks and a fumble from the Hoosiers.
We said this in our keys to the game is, could Maryland win the turnover battle? It's something they've done all year. It's been part of their identity. Meanwhile, Indiana, they don't give the ball away, at least not before today. Indiana's been able to move the ball for the most part. They've had success throwing it. They've had success running it. But it's been the turnovers that have kept Maryland in this game. And now plenty of time here to go down and get some points. But once again, Curtis Rourke has to be smart with the football.
They get it at the 37-yard line.
13 takeaways on the season for Maryland's defense.
9 total interceptions, 5 fumble recoveries. Go across the middle, easy play, and a first down for Indiana. Maybe mark them a half a yard short. Pickup of 9.5 for Lawton.
It's all mental for Curtis Rourke. That time Maryland rushed 3, dropped 8. He was able to sit in the pocket and get back to his check down.
Got everybody set. Rourke to the outside. That's a catch by Cooper. Slips a tackle and out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Hoosiers are on the move.
Talk about all the transfers. Cooper has been in this program for 3 years now, averaging 20 yards per catch. He's the big play machine. Once again, plenty of time for Rourke there in the pocket. Easy throw to Cooper on the corner route.
Rourke going to the single coverage. End zone. Touchdown. He hits Cooper again.
The location on that ball was perfect. That's working one-on-one coverage. Why not go back to Cooper? Downfield working against Harley, and there's really nothing Harley can do there. That's a back shoulder, stripe the helmet throw by Curtis Rourke to Omar Cooper. Cannot defend that.
A drive that took a total of 32 seconds. 3 plays. 63 yards.
Cooper's been explosive all year, Jeff. He's 6th in the conference in yards per catch. Back-to-back plays there. Explosive.
That's what Rourke has looked like all season long. First touchdown pass of the game. Cooper even getting his jersey tugged on. Curtis Rourke loving it. Indiana up by 7, back in 15 seconds. Third touchdown reception of the year for Omar Cooper. We were talking to the coaching staff yesterday. Mike Shanahan just continues to remind Omar Cooper,
30 seconds.
you don't know how good you can be. He had 2 great catches on that touchdown drive, Jake.
And I think he can be really, really good. And really, Jeff, how about the trust and the belief by Shanahan and Coach Cignetti? Even with the turnovers, they've remained fearless. They continue to be aggressive down the field, just running their offense. I think a big piece of that is they trust their defense and how good they've been performing today.
Next Saturday, Purdue clashes with Wisconsin. The Hoosiers square off with Northwestern at number 13 USC. Heads to the Twin Cities to battle the Gophers under the lights. A football triple header next Saturday, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. So glad, Jake, you talked about the defense. 3 turnovers by Indiana's offense. There have been 0 Maryland first downs after those turnovers.
Right, not just responding and avoiding points, but responding as good as you possibly can. 3 turnovers, defense takes the field, 3 and outs.
It's not just clamps, that's a vice grip. Returnable from Maryland. Got a seam and across the 20. He's brought down to the 21-yard line, Octavian Smith. And Jake, you got 33 seconds. No timeouts left. What about Billy Edwards? They get the ball out of halftime, too.
I think you can still, I mean, this Maryland offense has been prolific as well. I think you go out here, you call a pass. The key is you have to get that first down. I think this first play has to be an explosive to move the chains. Otherwise, you're saying, okay, didn't work, and you're comfortable just running out the clock.
So Octavian Smith limp off the field. Ty Felton right there in the slot. Edwards to pass. Edwards flushed out to the left, makes the completion. Tackled inbounds. Clock will wind. Dylan Wade makes his first catch of the day. 20 seconds to go.
The D-line of Indiana has been dominant. Kamara, Carr, Carpenter, CJ West. They're not giving Billy Edwards a chance to breathe.
More pressure coming. Edwards flushed out, and he's going to slide short of the 30-yard line. And that is going to take us to the end of the first half. Maryland will get the football, but Indiana's offense showed some really good signs late in that second quarter.
There's 90% positive. I mean, they're moving the ball well. Their play calls look good. It's those 3 turnovers. And turnovers can kill you in this game. It's one of the biggest indicators and predictors of winning. And yet, even with those 3 turnovers, the defense has remained steady. Indiana tried to give them the game, and they haven't been able to capitalize on anything. So we'll see how the Terrapins respond here, getting the ball coming out of half.
A really fascinating stat. 7 first downs for Maryland, all came on 1 drive. Fair catch called for by Maryland. Let's go downstairs. Brooke Fletcher, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Mike Locksley clearly frustrated. He said our defense is carrying this team right now. 3 takeaways for them in the first half, but the frustration really comes with their offense and just those penalties. He said we have to clean those up. He has been happy with what he's seen from Billy Edwards Jr. He said he's playing clean ball. What he needs to see from him is just trusting those guys up front and those playmakers. He says they really need to capitalize on this first drive here. And to give you guys a weather update, the rain is really coming down here on the field. Perfect timing as we start the second half.
Yeah, it's about as hard as it has come down all afternoon. Thank you, Brooks. Stay dry as best you can as Hemby gets the carry. He had just 5 carries in that first half, Jake.
Well, Brooks said that part of the message was for Billy Edwards to trust the guys up front. Trust is earned. Trust is earned. And right now, when you look at the trench play, Indiana's defensive line in front 6, front 7, they're winning. And that's a continuation there on the first play of the game. Roman Hemby ran into a brick wall.
Second play of this drive. To the outside, Felton makes the catch. Slips out of 1. He's getting close to a first down. 3rd down and manageable on this opening drive of the second half for Maryland.
Expect to see more of that this half. That's a huge part of their offense is the screen game, particularly to Ty Felton. They just get him the ball almost as an extension of the run game. But a quiet day for Felton so far.
3 catches, just 7 yards. He had 14 catches last week. Felton across the formation. They go to Felton. He's got it. Plenty of room to run across midfield. There's that man, Ty Felton, and running after the catch.
This is what a great route runner does. So they send him in motion, get a man zone read, and then Felton, he's got great patience, understanding where Billy Edwards needs to get at the top of his route. You see him feel that zone in between the nickel and the linebacker, just running a little option route. And now, I mean, wasting no time here in the second half. The priority is to get number 10 the football.
Handoff goes to Hemby, escapes one, and we're going to get a flag down. Alou Ba, right guard. Remember, he had a face mask in the first half, too.
10-yard penalty, first down.
Second big penalty for Ba.
Kyle Kamara has been absolutely dominating. Here's the right guard, and they got a double team there on Kamara. Watch this. Kamara splits that double team right away. Right tackle Herron has to give some help. I mean, if there's one guy you want to get 4 hands on, it's been Kamara, but my goodness. He's been dominating up front, Jeff.
The right side of the offensive line has had a tough day so far. Edwards to pass. Steps up. Goes down the middle. Prather couldn't make the adjustment with his body. He had an opportunity to make the catch. He got behind 2 Hoosiers, but could not make the adjustment.
Oh my gosh, that was almost an unbelievable catch. Running the post route, and Indiana has trouble with communication, just not able to pass it off. And Billy Edwards, that ball has to be out in front of him. When Prather spins around like that, he loses vision on the ball. A really hard catch, wasn't able to come down with it.
Certainly the conditions with the rain not helping. Going to get a free play for Edwards. Edwards down the middle again. It's incomplete and intercepted. Got that flag down as Prather tries to run him down. Instead, it is the tight end, Dylan Wade, that knocks him out, but it's a free play.
Offside in the neutral zone at the snap. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So there's the offside by James Carpenter, number 99. But you say a free play, nothing in life is free. Number 6, Kamara, won his rep once again. I mean, Billy Edwards doesn't think that's free. He got a shot clean to the ribs there. That right side of the offensive line is a problem right now. It's the penalties, but I mean, Kamara has been unblockable all day, and they're double teaming him. They're not doing their jobs.
McDonald gets the carry, and he goes nowhere. And that right side of the offensive line got dominated again.
Yep. Again, they got 2 guys on him, and Kamara has been unblockable. And now, I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of play calls for 3rd and long like this. Remember what happened last time in a long down and distance. Maryland ran a double move to draw a penalty. Indiana's got to stay clean here in the back end. Here's the guy up top, Kamara.
Kamara almost got there, and the pass is going to be incomplete. And they're going to say no, a catch on the sideline. Officials are getting together. The back judge, wow, they're going to say it's a catch. What a play. Shalik Knox coming down with this play. Does one cheek count as a catch?
It does. From that angle, it looked like he did get one cheek down in bounds, Jeff.
I mean, the back judge initially said no catch. He was signaling incomplete.
Wow.
Line judge came in, overruled him. They got together. They said reception was good by Knotts. What an unbelievable play by Shalik Knox. All right, Mike Pereira, does one cheek count in bounds?
Well, you know, it's not like the whole foot has to be in bounds, so you don't have to get the whole butt in bounds. So if the one cheek actually hits first, which is what you're going to take a look at here, then you have the equivalent of a foot or another body part. So from these shots here, hard to tell. You're looking for a down-the-line shot. But in this case, again, we'll take this look now. Now, if half the butt is in and the other half's out at the same time, then it's incomplete. But looks like it would be very difficult to overturn this based on these shots.
It's the first point of contact there too, right, Mike?
Correct, correct.
If his body's tilted and that left glute gets down in bounds, that's a better angle there.
Jake, I feel like this is a perfect replay for you. This is perfect for you, Jake.
Right. If anyone knows about glutes, cheeks, and butts, I am Jake Butt.
I can't remember us using this language, trying to say whether it's a catch or not.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's first down.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you so much, Mike. And the left cheek better than the right cheek for Shalik Knots.
We've had the butt fumble. That is the butt catch or the cheek catch. Wow, what a play. What a throw by Billy Edwards, too. I mean, he got smoked by Kamara once again. I mean, he's got no time to throw it, but a huge, huge third down conversion there.
Just to confirm, Jake Butt by one left cheek. That's a catch. We're all here. Felton makes a move, brought down by Fisher at the 25-yard line after a pickup of 2.
Didn't see much of this in the first half. And you mentioned last week Ty Felton had 14 catches. A big part of their offense is just getting the ball out in the screen game to Ty Felton. And now here, that's the third time they've targeted him. A lot of it in the screen game on this drive alone.
Maryland making an adjustment at right tackle. Terez Davis is coming in to replace Alan Haran.
True freshman.
Going across the middle again. Catch by Prather. He's been the man there inside the 10-yard line. Good opening drive for Maryland.
Great field. That's a seam route by Prather, but he sees split coverage. Watch him work back to the middle. This turns into a man finding that soft zone around the helmet.
There goes McDonald, and he is driven down. Great tackle by Asbury.
Okay. Indiana's defense has responded to every challenge so far in this game. Maryland moving the ball.
Second down and goal for the Terps. In trouble. Got rid of it. It's up in the air, and it's caught! On the deflection, Dylan Wade brings it down, and a touchdown for Maryland. That thing was up in the air forever, Jake.
My goodness. That was a dangerous throw by Billy Edwards. I mean, once again, he's got a Hoosier in his face right away. Watch this. So he's throwing that into tight coverage to Prather. And then Dylan Wade with the awareness, the tip drill to himself. Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Second touchdown of the year for Dylan Wade. Tapped it to himself, and then the diving catch. Outstanding drive from Maryland coming out at halftime.
And you go back to that big third and long, too, the critical play. Billy Edwards hanging in there tough. He took a shot, gets the ball out to Shalik Knots, and they were able to finish it with the touchdown. What a drive.
A 27-yard gain to Knots was on 3rd and 17. Edwards and the Terps are tied in Bloomington. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. By Discover. And by DirecTV. Stream Big Ten football all season long on DirecTV without a satellite dish. 2 massive plays on that drive. Shalik Knots by a left cheek, staying in bounds on a big third down, and then the catch by Dylan Wade for the score. And now it's Indiana's opportunity, Jake, to take the offense back onto the field for the second time in the second half.
And really, Jeff, they moved the ball. I mean, they were able to find success throwing the ball, running the ball. It was just the turnovers. And really, for Curtis Rourke, I thought he did a good job of identifying where the youth was in Maryland's secondary. Braden Lee's a true freshman back there. Kevin Humes, another freshman. He was able to kind of identify those guys.
19, Maryland 92, wearing 19.
Just getting an update on number switches. See the response from Curtis Rourke after he threw that second pick in as many passes. 11 of 14 for 165. He has commanded the offense. Lawton's in the backfield. And Lawton gets it on first down. Pickup of 3. King Bisote with the tackle.
Momentum's so big in football, and there's two ways. There's initiating momentum, and then there's responding to momentum. The momentum's been back and forth all game. Right now, Maryland has this crowd quiet. It's a huge drive. Let's see how Indiana responds.
Rourke to pass, and it's incomplete. Great coverage, 44 on 44. That's Wheatley, the coverage of Horton.
Another close call. Officials are staying consistent. How about Wheatland, though? And he does a little bit of everything. They say he's the Swiss Army knife, you know, the football cliche. He's brought pressure a few times. He's been in the backfield, that time covering the tight end, Zach Horton, and great coverage.
Horton's been quiet. Came in with 7 catches and 67 yards and a score. Price in motion. Rourke looking for Price. He's wide open. Catch made. Stays on his feet and driven down to the 30-yard line.
Again, this is the veteran presence of Curtis Rourke. Look at this whole shot as he sees Maryland get confused in the back end. Number 20, Perry Fisher. He goes with the post route, which leaves Mile Price wide open down the sideline.
Going to the outside. Did he keep a foot in? No. Incomplete. They were looking for Cooper. Had a touchdown in that first half.
That was close. That was close. And he's out.
Is the right foot down as he has catch right there? Is the football in his fingertips with the right foot down, though?
It sure looks like it.
Second down and 10. And we play on. Did not stop the play. They go up the middle. Big burst. Lawton with a big gain of 9. It's 3rd down and 1.
Lawton has showed that burst all day long. When he's been able to get some space, he gets that one cut going and just explosive and powerful through the hole.
He's in his 7th year at the college level. First 5 years at Stony Brook. Spent last year at James Madison with Coach Cignetti. And now he comes to Indiana. 3rd down and 1. They go outside with the run. Lawton just runs over the defender for a first down for Indiana. Ran right through Donnell Brown.
Showing you a little bit of everything there. The second down run was about the burst, the quickness, and the speed, and then that one was about power and getting downhill. Just a nice blend of speed and quickness and pop and power.
Inside the red zone. Ellison, the running back. Ellison gets it. Ellison to the house. Touchdown, Hoosiers.
The risk when bringing pressure. Maryland has no safeties back. They load the box, which you would think is about stopping the run. The problem is there's no insurance policy. Everyone's on the same level. And Ellison did a good job of sorting through the traffic there. And once he had a lane, no one was catching him.
5th rushing touchdown of the year for Justice Ellison. It's the 20th of the season for Indiana's offense. Radicic knocks it through. Touchdown to the second half, Jake.
What's better than football, Jeff? We opened the half with the Maryland touchdown. We're wondering how the Hoosiers would respond. Well, Ellison said, how do you like that, baby? Great touchdown.
Program history, folks. You just witnessed it with that touchdown, an extra point. 223 points in the first 5 games, the most ever for this Indiana Hoosiers program. Cooking with gas, Curtis Rourke and the running game. Quinn Warren ready to kick it away for Indiana. Fair catch called for. Well, Jake, here is today's trivia on the Big Ten Network. It's presented by T-Mobile. The last time Indiana started a season at 5-0, 1967. Who was the Hoosiers coach that year?
The hint would be that season they went to the Rose Bowl as well. Got to go way back, 1967.
Almost 60 years ago. Edwards. The handoff to Hemby, right through the middle. Off to the races, Roman Hemby. He's gone. What a response for the Terps. 75-yard touchdown run for Roman Hemby.
Well, they ran behind the right side of the offensive line, Jeff. Something we've been highlighting. And then he gets a little bit of help there by the official. Watch Roman Hemby. Bing, bing, puts his foot in the ground, and you see 72 there at the bottom of your screen, at the top of your screen, excuse me. That's the freshman, Therese Davis. We highlighted they replaced Heron there, brought in the freshman, had been a problem area all day, and he was the key block to get that run going.
Third rushing touchdown of the season, and the Terps made that easy. Seen 3 touchdowns in the span of 2.5 minutes. Gets himself over 100 yards. That's 75-yard tote. Howes to tie it. Well, the rain has started to come, and so have the points. 21-21. Halfway gone in this third quarter. Good block by the umpire. And it was all Hemby after that. Our umpire, Jim Shaw, got some medical attention. Went into the tent, came out, drink of water. As we kick it away, fair catch called for by the Hoosiers. You see Indiana's offense. All right, Jake, let's go back to this touchdown. What'd you like?
Well, we've been critical of the right side of the offensive line. Watch these guys sort out this blitzing linebacker of Jalen Walker. So watch the center, right guard, right tackle. There comes the blitz, bang, and then the wall gets formed. Roman Hemby hits that in the A-gap, and then it's good night. But, you know, Aluba, he's missed some blocks. He's had some penalties. That time Indiana brought a run blitz, and they did a great job up front of sorting it out, building the wall, and Roman Hemby took it all the way to the house.
A lot of yards in this second half. We've seen 3 drives, all ending in touchdowns. Rourke to pass again, going deep. And he underthrew it almost. An unbelievable play by Jalen Husky coming over from his safety position. But it's 2nd down and 10.
That one, you got to factor in the rain a little bit. That one really never had a chance. Big time underthrow there by Curtis Rourke.
Hey Jeff, I'm coming in the next play.
It goes to Lawton. So the officials are still without the umpire, and now he is coming himself back onto the field, entering the ball game after a quick break, getting himself back into it. So good to see Jim Shaw back on the field. Third down and 6 for Indiana. Good job on 3rd down, missed on just 3 opportunities. Clean pocket, and the ball deflected and incomplete. It was intended for Surratt. DJ Samuels may have got a paw on it.
There's just been a few times this game where Defensive coordinator Brian Williams has schemed up a look that it looks like Curtis Rourke just gets confused on, because DJ Samuels was sitting there almost in a robber coverage. He really never moved post-snap. And I mean, that easily could have been an interception. I just don't think Curtis Rourke saw him until very late.
Samuels got a fingertip on it. This one is going to take a very good Indiana bounce inside the 15-yard line. Indiana has not trailed this year. Maryland's moving in this second half. Edwards and the Terps back on offense in Bloomington. Well, Ty Felton, his first 4 games this season, been better than the best 4-game stretches of either the standout Terp wideouts from years past. DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs, 41 catches, 604 yards, and 5 scores. And remember, he's got good vibes at this stadium, too. Last year against Indiana, that was in Maryland, had 3 touchdown game. Play action pass, Edwards steps up, he's going to run, and a flag comes in. Edwards ran for the first down, but there was a grab and a hold from that offensive line.
Holding. Offense number 66. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's been the story all day long. There's 66, Aluba. Had a personal foul, now a couple holdings. Didn't need it. Billy Edwards was out around the edge. He just didn't need it. Maryland was trying to take a shot there, and Edwards did a great job of just feeling it how it wasn't there. Aluba, he's been struggling today.
Had the big block on the touchdown run. Now going backwards. That was a loss of 7, half the distance to the goal. Now it's a 2-yard gain. Second down and 15.
All of the mistakes. Indiana has had so many mistakes today. And Maryland has yet to been able to seize control of this game. Another opportunity here to take the lead. Starts with the penalty and now backed up, fighting an uphill battle.
7 penalties in the game for the Maryland Terrapins. Second and 15, Edwards. Going right side, and Prather couldn't catch up to it. Good coverage downfield. Pons was running stride for stride with Prather.
Once again, just took another shot, running a game. Couldn't quite see who that was. There's number 41, Linnell Carr. So you got to expect it once again. Can this Maryland offensive line give Billy Edwards time?
Got to jump. Edwards looking middle. Catch incomplete. It was broken up.
Offside in the neutral zone at the snap. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Second time they've got Carpenter on an offsides.
Gosh, the penalties, they've been killer. That was a great pass breakup by Sean Asbury, but Maryland, another chance at this 3rd and long. Once again, the protection is absolutely key.
3rd and 10. Threw it behind. He was looking for Wade. Asbury was right there in coverage, and Maryland misses an opportunity.
They've sent Fisher on this A-gap blitz a few times. Excuse me, that was Jalen Walker, number 2. And it's that forced Billy Edwards. He didn't have a chance to throw an accurate pass because he had Walker right in his grill.
Illegal snap. Offense number 59. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Second time we've seen that illegal snap from Maryland. 8th penalty for the Terps. A lot of self-inflicted wounds here for Maryland this afternoon. Low line drive kick. Need a bounce. They got one. Price. Able to escape the first wave. And he's going to go out of bounds at the 31-yard line. A lot of late hits. No whistles. Indiana goes back on offense. We asked you earlier, the last time Indiana started a season of 5-0, 1967. Who was their head coach? The answer, John Pont. Only IU coach to lead the Hoosiers to the Rose Bowl. Played that in 1968 for that 1967 season. What does Curt Cignetti have in store for this IU team? 5 minutes and change to go in this third quarter. Rourke back on the field. Rourke to the outside. First down, Surratt.
Really nice job there by Curtis Rourke. Maryland sending pressure off the nickel, off the edge, and they play an off coverage behind it, so Curtis Rourke just needed to change his throwing angle to be able to get that out there to Surratt.
Driving those legs, Ellison. Pickup of 3. Surratt now with 4 catches, 54 yards today. Ellison just keeps churning, had the touchdown run earlier in this half. Ellison again, weaving his way forward across the 40 and across the 39, still going. First down, Indiana.
He gets those hard, gritty yards. He's second in the conference in yards after contact. See there, just fighting and churning his legs. That's what you love. You love to have that in your running back.
See the yards after contact for Ellison, number 2 in Power Conference. Came into this game just 100 yards short of 2,000 over the course of his career. Started at Wake Forest. Lawton checks into the backfield for Rourke. Lawton gets it. Lunges forward for a gain of 2.
There's an opportunity here for Indiana to take a shot. You look at the structure of what Maryland's doing defensively.
Rourke finds his running back Lawton out of the backfield. Good tackle by Miller. Would be good for a first down.
He ran right through the chest of Caleb Wheatland, the linebacker. These Hoosier running back, it's like the NASCAR shift, Jeff. They just keep rotating, fresh legs, physical, quick.
Pressure coming. Rourke fires, incomplete. Trying to get it to Keyshawn Williams.
Well, there was the shot, right? You got one-on-one coverage. Maryland sitting in cover 1. Keyshawn Williams, he beat Jalen Husky on the corner route out to the field, and Rourke, who's been accurate all year long, he doesn't miss many of those, just a little too high.
76% completion percentage on the season coming into this one, Jake. 9 incompletions, couple of picks. Came on back-to-back throws. Kalon Black is in the game now. Black gets it up the middle, lowers his head. Gave him an extra yard. Scruggs was in on the stop, had a fumble recovery. Third down. Call it 8 to go. It's a short 8.
See the hands on the hips of the interior interior D-line for Maryland. I wonder if that slows down their pass rush here in this third down situation at all.
Bring a couple extra guys. They go across the middle. It's a catch made by Omar Cooper. He's been the third down guy for Curtis Rourke this afternoon.
That's a really great catch. Not an easy catch at all. Beats Perry Fisher just right off the ball with speed. That ball wasn't the most accurate. Omar Cooper had to go back and get it. A great catch. Huge play there to get him a 1st and 10 now.
Another big third down conversion. The Hoosiers 7 of 11 on third down. Inside the red zone. Pass, catch, Surratt scores. Second touchdown of the year for Elijah Surratt.
That's a beautiful play call and beautiful execution. They put some emphasis on the run game. Number 17, Tyson Lawton. Whether it was him or Ellison, they'd had some success running the ball. They flashed the quick play action. That got the linebackers to step up, and then Surratt just found that soft zone on the bang post, where Curtis Rourke was able to hit him, bounced off some guys, scored a touchdown.
Radicic bangs it through. Rourke with 2 more touchdown passes. He finds Elijah Surratt, the transfer from James Madison. Perfect catch, great catch, and the score for the Hoosiers. (28-21), 40 seconds left in this third quarter. Rourke starting to put it together. Had those 2 picks on back-to-back passes, Jake. Since then, he has been awfully efficient. Run game going for him, too. Touchback, and Maryland's going to have an opportunity to tie it. Let's go back to Chicago. Rick Pizzo with an update.
Thank you, Jeff. We finally have a touchdown in West Lafayette. Dylan Raiola here, Jamal Banks there. Huskers find in the end zone. Nebraska leads Purdue 7-3. We are into the fourth quarter.
Nasty weather in Indiana, not great here in Bloomington today. Billy Edwards, another opportunity. They've had the ball a number of times today, Jake, with a chance to take the lead. Have never capitalized on it. Nolan Ray gets the carry on first down, pushes the pile forward for a gain of 6.
Really, this has been when they've been best, right? It's after an Indiana score where they've been able to find a way to go down and score on their own.
Handoff again. And slung backward after maybe a gain of 1. And it should end our third quarter. Indiana with a 7-point lead going to quarter number 4 in Bloomington.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Coach, how do you ensure a strong finish here down the stretch?
You know, this is what it's all about. How we finish in the fourth quarter. You know, defensively, we got to get off the field on third down. We got big play down there at the end. Offensively, this drive here is what it's all about. We got to take this thing down, get us back in it, get the ball back, and win the game at the end.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Third down and 3 for Maryland's offense. Sling it to the outside, it's incomplete. Trying to set up that running back screen to Ray. Farrell was out there on the edge. There was a lot of pressure coming off that left side of the front as well.
Yeah, just a good job by Farrell reading that, able to get his hand up and disrupt the vision and timing of that screen route. They had some numbers because Indiana was bringing the pressure, but a good job by Farrell there.
And another curious third down call, trying to pick up a first down from Maryland. Kick is away. And that's going to go out of bounds, and more good field position for Indiana as they go back out on offense, trying to go up by more than one score. Well, tonight, don't miss a Saturday night volleyball doubleheader as Purdue faces Minnesota in a top 20 matchup, followed by the Hoosiers in action against Oregon. Coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Indiana's defense, they've been coming up with stop after stop. How can the offense go up by more than one score? From the 35-yard line, they've scored on 3 of their last 4 drives. Williams is the motion man. Rourke to pass across the middle. Catch by Surratt. He's all by himself. Down to the 30-yard line of Maryland. Another big catch and run for Surratt.
That was a great use of motion pre-snap. They were trips into the boundary. They shipped Zach Horton over to the left and then motion Omar Cooper. All of a sudden, you have a ton of space there into the boundary, and watch Surratt work across the field into that space.
Williams, a spin move, makes a man miss, and he's going to be driven down just outside the 20-yard line. Surratt's got 90 yards receiving. Some fancy slicing and dicing from Keyshawn Williams. Picks up 6.
Love the chess match between coordinators. Ryan Williams has done his thing at times today. That one was on Mike Shanahan. Showing trips into the boundary, getting trips to the field. Maryland had a wide open vacated zone there into the boundary in the back end of their defense that Surratt was able to take advantage of with Curtis Rourke.
Up and over 300 yards for Rourke again. Lawton gets the carry. Lawton barreling his way forward inside the 15, and another first down for the Hoosiers.
Number one thing down here for Indiana is take care of the football. You're moving the ball well. Maryland's thinking in their minds, find a way to punch the ball out. Expect some type of pressure or exotic look by Brian Williams to try to confuse Curtis Rourke.
Indiana -3 in the turnover battle today, but they've got a 7-point lead and knocking on the door. Lawton again. .31 carries for this offense for Indiana, Jake. 108 yards and a couple of touchdowns. That includes the one to Price on the first score of the game.
Statistically, not the most dynamic rushing game, but they've stuck with it, and it's set up key play actions. Last drive was a key play action to Surratt off the run game.
Rourke to pass across the middle, wide open, touchdown Hoosiers. Donovan McCulley, his second catch of the season. Curt Cignetti said he was going to have a roll today. First catch, one score.
Figured he'd be a red zone threat with his size at 6'5". You said it, Jeff. Curt Cignetti said he will have a roll. He's working back from his injuries, back healthy now at 6'5", one-on-one coverage. He is a nightmare to get matched up with down in the red zone. Number 22, Jalen Husky, never had a chance.
The former quarterback turned wide receiver comes up with the score. 2-touchdown lead for the Indiana Hoosiers. 5 touchdowns, 5 different players. Hoosiers up 14. Donovan McCulley finds the end zone for the first time this year. 14-point lead for the Hoosiers. Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway is back and helping college students chase their dreams. See full rules and enter before September 30th. That's in a couple of days. Go to drpeppertuition.com. Quite the performance from this offense today. 35 points and still a lot of time left in this fourth quarter. Averaging over 50 points a game. It's an incredible offensive output from Indiana thus far. As you take a look at what is coming ahead for this Indiana team schedule-wise too. You got homecoming coming up, but at Northwestern, then a bye. Their byes are coming at perfect times.
Right. And obviously, you got to finish this game out today, but then you go on the road to Northwestern, and then you got to bye, and a real chance there to be 6-0. But you mentioned it there, Jeff. Home versus Nebraska, home versus Washington, home versus Michigan State, all winnable, manageable games before those tough final three. Excuse me, home versus Michigan, not Michigan State, before those final three: Michigan, Ohio State, and of course your rival Purdue.
Hemby gets the carry, brought down by a number of Hoosiers. Hemby busted that one run for 75 yards. Other than that, he's been pretty much bottled up. Just his 9th carry of the game. Hemby gets it again, tries the right side. There are the Hoosiers. They are waiting for him, and it was Fisher who made the first hit.
And once again, they just won up front. Hemby had to bounce that and go lateral. He had to run 20 yards lateral before he could even think about getting upfield. And just a great job by the Hoosier defense. So many red jerseys flying to the ball, forcing a 3rd and long. And this is where Kamara has really, really shined, number 6, at the top of the defensive line. There he is.
Edwards over the middle, it's incomplete, and then caught! Braden Weslowski, right place, right time, and the sticks move.
What a catch. Oh my gosh,
wow.
Yeah.
What a play from Weslowski.
That's a second tip drill that they've had in a key situation. Dylan Wade scored on it earlier, and a huge 3rd down conversion there by Weslowski.
From the 40. Give to McDonald, and he's near the 50-yard line. Let's take a look at this one more time on the tip drill, Jake. It's gone Maryland's way on these deflected passes.
No gloves there either. Of course, with the weather, that is a high degree of difficulty. And a heck of a catch. Man, my goodness, great concentration by Weslowski.
Sophomore return man usually, but he's out there in the slot now. Get it to him in space. With a blocker in front of him, gets to the outside. It's a 1st down for Maryland. Andre Roy with a huge block to spring him free.
That's normally Ty Felton's role. As you see, Weslowski's getting some communication there from his quarterback, Billy Edwards. We haven't seen Ty Felton in a while. To get a checkup and see how he's doing.
And in the field right now as Edwards steps up. Looking Weslowski's way again, and it's incomplete. Well, final drive recaps the entire day around the conference. That's tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Still looking for Felton, not on the field on 2nd down and 10. It's Prather and Knotts on the bottom side of your screen. Edwards steps up. Makes a man miss, and across the 35-yard line, 3rd down and manageable for the Terps.
New center.
There's Ty Felton on the sideline.
Obviously 4-down territory here. Could run it, you could throw it, it's all on the table.
Handoff up the middle. McDonald squirts through for a 1st down. Big carry to pick up that 1st down for Maryland.
Pons on stop.
But with Ty Felton out, number 1, Caden Prather, becomes the go-to guy. He's all the way up top.
Timeout, Indiana, their first of the half.
Indiana uses their first timeout of the half. We'll be back to Bloomington in just a moment. "14-point lead for Indiana. Maryland is driving. You see Ty Felton on the sideline. We'll get to that in a moment. Don't forget to miss Saturday Night Volleyball. It's a doubleheader tonight. First, Boilermakers and Gophers meet in a top 10 clash. Then the Hoosiers are in Eugene to take on the Ducks. Coverage starts 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. McDonald stays in the game. Still no Ty Felton. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Terps. Edwards looking end zone. Prather is going to come down with it. Inbounds, touchdown Maryland. His second of the game. And Prather is slow to get up.
What a throw by Billy Edwards. Remember, they connected on a touchdown on the go ball in that exact same corner of the end zone earlier in the game. Oh my goodness.
Let's take a look, see if it was the foot first or was an elbow down. Was the knee first or the elbow?
Oh my gosh, that's close.
I mean, this is almost simultaneous with that knee and the elbow. If it stands, it would be the third touchdown of the game for Billy Edwards.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, is there any wiggle room whatsoever between that knee and the elbow? What hits first? Again, the call on the field was touchdown.
Here we go. Oh my gosh, it looks like the elbow, right? I mean, just a split second.
Extra zoom is that knee. Can you tell if that knee is down before that elbow hits?
The knee was, no, that's the elbow.
Clear evidence?
But watch it, let's one more time again.
Mike Pereira not dealing with any cheeks on this one. We got elbows and knees.
Well, we're back to the elbow now, different body part. Now, is it the knee, elbow, which one hits first? It's really close, but even if it's simultaneous, now that goes to incomplete. So to me, when I look at this, you know, and we see the different angles here, it almost seems difficult for me to say that this would be a touchdown.
That shot right there from the goalposts looks as if that elbow comes down just before that knee, right there.
Yeah. That knee just hovered, right? It just kept hovering and didn't quite get down. Wow.
What was
Man,
ruled
that
here?
is so close.
Well, Mike said it, if it's simultaneous, then it's incomplete.
Right.
And at best, that looks simultaneous. You can't throw a better ball, though, by Billy Edwards. Wow.
Is it enough to overturn? I mean, that's the big deal, too. I mean, right there, it's clear that the elbow is down. Is that knee down just prior? I mean, frame by frame by frame. Is it down there? Can you tell if the knee's down? Here's the call.
Hit out of bounds prior to the knee. Therefore, the pass is incomplete.
By a razor's edge, Jake.
Yeah. Man, and that's why they say football's a game of inches, and when it rains, it pours. Caden Prather was beat up after that play, Jeff. He's back in the tent. Remember, Ty Felton's already injured. Those are the option 1 and 2 on Maryland, and two of the best receivers in the conference. So now Billy Edwards without his favorite 2 targets in a critical situation here in the game.
Ezekiel Abbott is on the field right now. He's at the top of the screen. Got a man wide open down the middle. Instead, he goes to Abbott. Breaking wide open was Shalik Knotts.
Oh my gosh, he was wide open, and he was breaking to the corner route. Watch this. He gets behind Indiana's defense, and look at this. This is a blown coverage. And because he broke to the corner route, I think that threw off Billy Edwards. That's one where you almost put your hand up and run to the green grass.
3rd and 10. Again, 4-down territory. 8:17 to go in this game.
Once again, Kamara haven't called his name in a few plays here.
Going end zone, looking Knott's way. It's incomplete. Good coverage downfield. That was Pons. So 4th down and 10. If you got something there and made it manageable, maybe you go for it, but looks like they're keeping the offense on the field, Jake.
Maryland, I mean, they have the capability to hit explosives. They feel like they can get 10 yards. Of course, the challenge is they're without their best 2 options at wide receiver.
No Prather, no Felton on the field. Edwards 2 for his last 9. A lot of heat coming. And it's incomplete. Pons was there to knock it away.
D'Angelo Pons is their best defensive back. And in the 2 biggest plays of the game so far, D'Angelo Pons showed why he's a lockdown corner.
That big 4th down play for Maryland not to have a guy like Ty Felton on the field, or even Caden Prather, who's banged up on that play in the end zone. A big time deal for Maryland. Indiana takes over, 1st down and 10 from their 30-yard line. Ellison, the running back. Rourke hands it to him. Ellison with a full head of steam out to the 36. Jake, this may have been the play for Ty Felton that has taken him out of this ball game potentially.
And that was really the last time we saw him. And gosh, that is some hard contact, helmet and head down on the turf.
Going to Surratt, who makes the great catch, changes his body, comes down with it. He's over 100 yards on the afternoon.
He's working against Perry Fisher, who's 6'3". He's got great size, so he can match up with Surratt size to size. But Curtis Rourke, once again, he has put some balls on the money there with the back shoulder, and Surratt playing with great play strength going up to get the ball.
Surratt now 7 catches, 128 yards through the air, and a score. Handoff. And a good tackle in space. That was Ellison. Michael Harris on the stop. At a time where you would expect Indiana to just run the football. I mean, they're going up top to Surratt. Nothing is stopping this offense and Mike Shanahan.
And snapping it early too, right? You'd think you'd let this play clock wind down inside 10 seconds.
Ellison hit hard and brought down after a minimal gain. Cignetti said, hey, listen, we're playing pretty well when we're going at tempo. Maybe this is the best way for this offense to go no matter what the situation is.
Could be.
See the first 6 drives to the last 5 drives, Jake. It's been very efficient.
We knew we'd find out more. More would get revealed for Indiana in this game. Hadn't really been tested. You know, they've been dominant throughout the first 4 weeks of their schedule, and then some self-inflicted adversity to start this game. Aside from that, though, Curtis Rourke has responded well. He's been efficient after those early 2 turnovers.
Rourke tucks it, and he's brought down. Ball is out. Oh, my goodness. He went down hard and got spun around.
On the field,
it's Maryland football.
Recovered by the defense. 1st down.
Quayshawn Fuller had the big hit, and let's keep an eye on Rourke. He's headed to the sideline gingerly, as well as Wheatland banged up on the play. 4th turnover for Indiana. That foot taken out from under him, and that knee just crumples.
Those are just the nasty plays that just happen on the football field sometimes. Oh my goodness. At least he was able to get up and walk under his own weight. Let's see if he heads into the tent.
Well, on the other side, Jake, Maryland with second life. I mean, Indiana had an opportunity to put this game away. Still 3 timeouts under 6 minutes to go. Catch made. What a stop Wade ended up with the catch. It was Pons again coming up and laying the hit.
I mean, that's 3 for 3, right? The 2 PBUs to end last drive, and then they try him once again to start the drive. Nice hit.
Edwards feeling the heat. Down he goes. Flag on the play. Carpenter ends up with his 3rd sack of the game.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 70. The penalties declined. It's 3rd down.
So center Josh Kaltenberger.
Just got Carpenter's face mask as he was coming around the bend there.
3rd and 17. Edwards throwing a deep ball. Trying to make the adjustment, unable to do so. Shalik Knotts. It's 4th down and 17. Edwards got hit again by C.J. West and Kamara in the backfield. Boy, Kamara's been all over the place.
I mean, these passing situations, Kamara, oh my gosh, Billy Edwards, he's going to need to hit the ice tub tomorrow. Kamara's a big, explosive defensive end, and he's hit Billy Edwards a number of times, and now, I mean, what do you expect here? This is basically a Hail Mary situation.
4th down, 17. Pretty much the game right here for Maryland. Edwards hit as he throws, and it's knocked down. Jalen Walker able to knock it away. Pons was in the neighborhood. And Indiana, after the turnover, again, not a 1st down.
If there was one guy I wouldn't try, it'd be D'Angelo Pons. He hasn't given up much at all today. But if you're Billy Edwards, not much time to think back there anyways with Indiana's defensive line breathing down your neck.
Let's go downstairs. Brooke Fletcher with an update.
Yeah, some updates on a few of the Maryland guys here. Ty Felton, I was told that he did go back into the injury tent. He came out. He was walking. It seemed like he was okay, but he does not have his helmet. So it looks like he's not going to be coming back into the game based off of what I see.
Big run from Lawton. And it's great to see Curtis Rourke back on the field running that offense for Indiana after that nasty hit and fumble on the last drive.
That looks scary. You know, Jeff, the difference in this game has been the trench play. Of course, Indiana's defensive line has dominated and made everything hard. Billy Edwards has made some great throws, but offensively, they've been able to break off some great runs here, led by the offensive line for the Hoosiers up front. And for Curtis Rourke, when they've given him time, he's been able to pick apart the Maryland defense.
Indiana knocking on the door of 500 total yards of offense. Lawton gets it. Lawton over the left side. Lawton! Touchdown, Indiana! Tyson Lawton finds the end zone for a 6th time.
Once again, they run outside zone to the right for a big explosive. They run outside zone to the left for a big explosive. And a touchdown.
6 touchdowns, 6 different players for Indiana. I don't see many teams be -4 in the turnover race and have a 21-point lead.
6 different touchdowns, 6 different Hoosiers. They've been pouring it on all day. This time, it's Tyson Lawton's turn. Touchdown Hoosiers. Crazy.
42-21. Offense over 500 yards of offense again. Later today, men's soccer comes your way, and the Wolverines and Scarlet Knights meet Piscataway. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Do you think, Jake, Piscataway has calmed down at all after last night's big win?
I mean, why would they? They're rolling at this point, man. Seriously, what a great start for Schiano. And Rutgers, another team that was picked heavily this offseason to be able to make a run at it. They've checked every box. Just find a way to win, too. Washington dominated them in all the statistical categories, but that's the name of the game here in football is you just find a way to win. Rutgers and really Indiana, two of the great stories in the conference.
Hoosier fans loving every second of it. 409 away from going to 5-0 for the first time in almost 60 years. Next Saturday, Purdue clashes with Wisconsin. The Hoosiers square off against Northwestern. And number 13 USC goes to the Twin Cities to battle the Gophers under the lights. Football triple-header next Saturday only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.
The word that comes to mind for Indiana today is relentless, right? I mean, they have put the pressure on both sides of the football all day long, and even with the mistakes, you can learn a lot from a team and how you respond to mistakes. Cignetti, Rourke, the offense, they haven't blinked.
To the outside, Ezekiel Abbott makes his first catch of the season. Top wide receiver in Maryland. Coming to College Park, and he again is playing as Andre Roy, who missed last week, needs to be assisted off the field. So there's your left tackle. Marcus Dumerville, the backup left tackle, checks in. Edwards across the middle, incomplete. Looking for Wislowski. Go back downstairs to Brooke Fletcher.
Yeah, guys, there's Caden Prather. He just came out of the locker room. Before he came out of that injury tent, he was trying to run up and down on the sidelines, consulting with the medical staff there before they took him back to the locker room. But here he is. He's back out there, and I'll keep an eye on him to see what's to come.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brooke. Haven't seen him since that potential touchdown catch was nullified after his elbow hit hard out of bounds just before his knee came down. Edwards across the middle. Wislowski with some space across the 30-yard line, and he is brought down at the 24. Braden Wislowski with a nice catch.
Give so much credit to Billy Edwards once again. He took another shot. Indiana's not even bringing pressure. They're just running TE games and defensive line games. Edwards took another rib shot, a big-time hit, but it stood in there strong and hit Wislowski.
Left tackle Andre Roy back on the field. There's another game, and it's incomplete. Threw it behind, and Edwards ends up on his backside again. And we got a flag on the play.
They've run the same games multiple times. Maryland's offensive line.
Roughing the passer, defense, number 92. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Marcus Burris on the infraction.
Well. You know, something's got to change up front for Maryland, though. These aren't complex looks. These are what teams are going to run. They're only rushing 4 for the most part. Billy Edwards has taken double-digit hits.
Inside the red zone, Edwards across the middle, and it's a touchdown. Roman Hemby out of the backfield scores for Maryland.
Great job by Billy Edwards there. That time Indiana did bring pressure. They were bringing a nickel blitz, and Billy Edwards knew he was going to be hot. He knew he didn't have someone to account for the nickel. So watch him drift back, and just throws off his back foot as he's giving Hemby a chance to win on that angle route.
So a rushing touchdown, now a receiving touchdown for Hemby. Cuts the deficit. 42-27, extra point pending from Howes.
Billy Edwards is tough, man. I give him a lot of credit.
Kick is up and through. 42-28, 2:55 to go. Step out for 30 seconds. Big score there in a response from Billy Edwards. Michael Loxley refers to him as Billy the Kid as he slings it. Love it. Swapping out the jersey for
number
the
one
kicking
of
game.
Maryland is now wearing number 81. Number 1 wearing 81.
See Ruben Hippolyte throw on number 97 too for the kickoff. Haven't said his name very much today. The middle linebacker for Maryland. Expecting an onside kick is what the Hoosiers are playing for. Try for it, and it's recovered by Indiana. Ari Farrell. There he is on the hands team.
They said they ask a lot of them,
Please
right?
reset the game clock to
Plays
2
that
minutes,
rover
54
position.
seconds, please. 2:54.
The key thing that we heard in our meetings with the coaching staff, every single one of the coaches said versatility.
Yes. And I guess that includes fielding onside kicks added to the resume.
3 timeouts remaining for Maryland. See if they use them. Lawton gets the carry. Oh, he is ripped down. Great tackle by Michael Harris in space.
Timeout with Maryland, their first of the half.
Timeout used by
30
Maryland.
seconds.
Harris had a couple of big plays.
That was a gaping hole. Harris. Both these guys got a chance to meet each other at near full speed. That's football, baby. Nice tackle.
Harris getting some pretty significant minutes today. Forced a fumble earlier in the game. So you're playing the time game here, Jake. Run a couple of plays if you're Indiana. They pick up a first down. It's basically run the clock at that point, but you're playing this timeout game. You got 2 left, and if Indiana just keeps it on the ground, they got a shot.
Look at the structure there, huh? Maryland is going to sell out to stop the run.
Lawton gets it. And Lawton, after a gain of 4, pushes the rugby pile down to the 41-yard line. Third down. Maryland uses their second timeout. Coming up after the game, Big Ten Live football post-game show sponsored by State Farm. Breaks down all the action. Rick, Howard, Jerry will have scores, highlights from this one and around the rest of the Big Ten today. Well, 3rd down and 7, Jake. Where's your offensive mind go for Indiana? Where's it go defensively for Maryland?
Exactly what we just saw. Maryland, you sell out to stop the run. I think you keep levels, though. You don't want to, that's where the explosive runs can happen. But if you're Indiana, you play the time game here, Jeff, and you're happy just handing the ball off here, making Maryland, forcing them to eat another timeout, and hopefully you can pin them back deep. It's just there's not a lot of time here on the clock.
Ellison, the lone setback for Rourke. Switch up the formation. Rourke, the toss to the outside to Ellison. Ellison bounces off one. He gets across the 40, but that brings up 4th down.
Maryland, their final timeout of the half.
Maryland uses their last timeout. So Maryland gets the stop that they needed. You do have the 2-minute timeout that is new in college football, and the time will stop on each first down under 2 minutes.
You just, for Cignetti, you're saying no Ty Felton, no Caden Prather. Our defensive line has been dominant in known passing situations all day long. It's going to be hard to go down the field twice on this defense to tie up the game. And you're hoping you could pin them deep with a really good punt here.
James Evans has had a good day punting. Remember, he only came into this game with 5 punts on the season. This is going to be their 4th punt of this game. Kozlowski back to receive the punt.
He's going to sell out to try to block this.
It's out of the way, and it's going to be downed at the 1. Good punt by Evans, good coverage. And Indiana's offense has been the story all season long, no different in the second half, Jake.
It just seems like everything's worked for them this half. They've been able to run the ball, and there goes a touchdown off a play action to Surratt. Good to see Donovan McCulley get back in the game. Red zone threat, 6'5", and then come all the way back to the run game with Tyson Lawton.
Very balanced in this offense all day long, too, Jake.
6 players with a touchdown, 3 rushing, 3 pass. It just makes it so hard to defend them and scout them. So going forward, starting with Northwestern next week, it's who do you take away? Because they spread the ball around to so many different players.
Edwards to pass. It's caught by Knotts. Gives them some breathing room out to the 9-yard line.
It's a great start to the drive there by Billy Edwards.
Good news, Prather is back on the field for Maryland.
And he was out for a long time. Okay, that's huge, huge news. He missed a few series.
Still no Felton, but Prather is out there, top of the formation. Edwards again goes outside, and the catch made.
This is the 2-minute timeout. Timeout on the field.
2-minute timeout after that catch made by Leon Houghton. We'll be back in a moment. Edwards and the Terps, can they come back?
Rick Pizzo here in our Big Ten Network studios. We will get you back here, Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, where the Hoosiers are about to go 5-0 under Curt Cignetti. All sorts of reaction after the win over Maryland, as long as they hold on. Plus, Nebraska, big second half to knock off Purdue. Michigan looks to appear to be on its way to a 27th win in 29 tries over the Gophers. All that coming up on the postgame. First, back to Jeff and Jake in Memorial Stadium. Fellas?
Thanks so much, Rick. We are singing and dancing in the rain in Indiana, and the Hoosiers not to be outdone by the weather problems. Maryland, first down and 10, 2 minutes to go, no timeouts. Edwards to pass. Gets it to Hamby, and he gets stuck by Aiden Fisher. Seconds gone by from play to play. Again, out to the outside. Hamby slips a tackle. There's a flag down.
CJ West has been dominating in the middle.
Personal foul, tripping, offense number 61. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
Backup center Michael Hershey.
Yeah, it's a tough ask. The play prior, CJ West bull rushed him. This time, watch the push and pull. So watch him shock him with the hands, rip him down. And yes, that is a tripping by Hershey.
Just a little leg whip.
I mean, in order to drive the ball in these situations, you have to be able to protect something Maryland hasn't really been able to do all day.
Nice adjustment with the body by Knotts to make the catch. That clock keeps on ticking. Third down and 10, coming up on a minute to go. Edwards, receiver fell down. He was looking for Knotts. Remember, Ty Felton left this game in the third quarter. We have not seen him since. Prather left for a couple of drives. Here's your game right here for Indiana's defense.
Let's see if this Indiana defensive line wants to finish the way they started. Oh, they're punting.
And they will punt. Not going to put Edwards in harm's way on a fourth down and 10.
That's probably smart, man. That guy is going to be sore tomorrow.
So McPherson back to kick it away again from Maryland. Officials stopped the play. The play clock went down.
5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So back it up, 5 more.
I guess if you came this far, why not just go for it on 4th down? Other than what you said there, it's like, hey, maybe you just don't want Billy Edwards to take another hit. But why not just throw it down the field? Who knows what could happen?
Well, Indiana in some uncharted territory. And now we have a block kick. It's recovered by Maryland. And that is icing on the cake for this Indiana defense. They have played a whale of a game today.
Daniel Dukwe, huh? I mean, whether it was the defensive line, that time it's the punt return unit. They've been in the backfield all day long.
Dukwe just came flying in, and now victory formation. And Indiana, one more snap from going to 5-0 for the first time since 1967. Right up the gut comes Dukwe.
Well, you want to block somebody in the A-gap. You know, usually if there was someone to block, it would be the guy right over the football. But Dukwe said, I'll go ahead and take that.
One more kneel down, and Curtis Rourke and the Indiana Hoosiers overcome 4 turnovers in this one. End up with a 14-point victory. And this offense, Jake, is a ton of fun to watch.
What an impressive day. I mean, to put up 42 points, to have 4 turnovers, and to never once blink, to continue to keep their foot on the gas. It speaks a lot about the trust Cignetti has in this roster and his coaching staff. And my God, that Indiana defensive line is going to give a number of team fits, a number of Big Ten teams fits down the stretch of their schedule. They were dominant today.
Let's go down to the field. Brooke Fletcher and Coach Curt Cignetti.
Coach, how were you able to blow this one open in the second half?
Well, we were explosive on offense. We left them back in it. And there are a lot of things happen in this game. We have a lot of improvements to make. But we evidently haven't been 5-0 for 57 years. That's a pretty long time.